and the mutable Fae folk. But Gadflow, the new king of the Winter Court, surprised us all. Singular among his people, he was all that other Fae were not. Aggressive, ambitious, visionary. He had power like none we had ever seen, terrible and deadly. Gadflow and his followers, the Tuatha Deon, believed that a new god was to be born in the east, beneath Gadflow's crystalline fortress of Amathen. In the name of that god, they marched to war against the young races of Amalur. Against a mortal army, no matter the power of their god, we might have been victorious. But the Fae are creatures of magic, not bound by the laws of life and death. Each Tuatha fallen on the battlefield would soon rise again, for the
Okay, let's go on the hairstyle.
He's a Docklefar. No surprise there. Seen a lot of them, though not usually in this good a shape. All right then. Make sure it goes into the report. You know he'll want all the details.
Amazing how well the body held up. Better than I've seen.
I'm just glad it's not moving. Must have been born under a lucky star, this one.
Anything else we need?
Unless you'd like to name him, I think we're done. Put him with the others.
Well, that's it for you then. Better luck next time.
Let's do it.
He'll be in his study on the ground floor of the tower. At least, I hope he's there. And safe.
Attackers.
Oh my. You don't know? Perhaps the process damaged your memory. They are the Tuatha Deo, the enemy of all the young races. We've never seen them this far inland. Not even during the invasion. I don't know why they're here. I wish I could tell you more. You showed no signs of life when we removed your new body from the well's waters. We just put it in the furnace room with the others. We would have never done that if we knew. The Well of Souls is just ahead. You'll see. And it works. It restored you to life. There will be plenty of time to explain later. We've got to get going. The Well of Souls is just ahead. There will be... Move! Move! This is what they're after. Our greatest invention. The Well of Souls. Imagine an end to all. An end to death. Storerooms. See if you can find anything useful. Wait! Do you hear something? More Tuatha!
Prepare to perish justly. Feed the mountain gods.
More than just that sword. That one had a bow. Get it? Archers up ahead. Best shoot them before they see us. daggers are deadly if you catch an enemy unaware. Their speed more than makes up for their size. More up ahead. If you can sneak up on them with your daggers, you should be able to finish them quickly and quietly.
To the gods, easily corrected. Look at the mortal vermin scattered.
Cave blossoms only respond in the presence of magic. Perhaps there is more to you than it seems. Incredible! What are you? It completely covers the tunnel. Maybe you can use that staff. To burn a path through. Not more spiders. Burn them. Burn them. Hurry, get out of here!
Die, twather bastard!
Them?
Ansel, get alive! And who's this?
That's what I intend to find out. He came out of the well.
What? Then he'd better get inside to see the old man. Quick, before those twather make another push.
This is where we part ways. Take whatever you want from this armory. We might have a few things that would fit you. Just make sure you get to choose. We can hold off the Tuatha here. I suppose these might be able to help. If the Tuatha realize what you are, you'll need them. He's directly ahead, in his study. Just keep going past the top of the well. He needs to see you. Right now, you're the most valuable thing in his world. I'll see you on the outside. Go on. There isn't time to waste. I'll see you on the outside.
You're what the well spat out. Oh, we've never seen the twatha this far.
I've got a lot of wounded gnomes to take care of.
Oh.
The well brought you back, huh? The rest of us aren't
Later.
that lucky.
Nothing protects quite like layers of leather armor is thin. Will give you the speed to reach an enemy. Simple cloth frees your body and mind. That's why mages prefer it.
You've made it, and look at you. Even with all you've been through. The Tuatha, your return from the dead. Please forgive me. You must be terribly confused by all of this. I am Fomerus Hughes, and this is my laboratory at Alistar. Everything you see here is dedicated to one thing, the Well of Souls, the pursuit of immortality. And you're my first success. If we only had the time, there's so much we might learn from one another. I wish I could tell you more, but your death is a mystery to me as well. It seems that your memory died with your body. You see, the well is designed to capture the soul of someone recently deceased, recreating their physical form within its waters. Simple, really. Your rebirth is the first we might truly call a success. There have been others, but the results weren't quite right. I am Fomerus Hughes, Scholar of Vivification Prime Circle. We're standing above my life's work, the Well of Souls. There's so much to learn about you, though. I imagine it's all a bit muddled. A side effect of the prismere? Shape of the basin? No. If only we had more time. The Fae are complicated. I could write 10 volumes on the effects of immortality on a pseudo-feudal court system alone. You don't know? They're called the Tuatha. They were once Fey folk of the Winter Court, but they've been twisted by their Lord Gadflow. But how could they have found us out here? We're miles away from the front lines. The war has never touched Dalantarth. And why attack the well? Too much to explain right now. The Tuatha have come to stop my work, but I don't believe they know about you. Not yet. What's important is getting you out of here safely. You're the only proof of what we've achieved here. I may not be able to save the well, but I can ensure that its only success is safe. We're in the Feylands, miles away from the front lines. I thought we were safe enough from the war, but it seems some of the Tuatha found their way here anyway. Of course you do. Please, we must hurry. Good, good. We can't waste time. Absolutely not. I've got my notes, but it's most important that you stay safe. It's just that you're fascinating. Simply astounding. I'm not certain what's caused it, but somehow... yes, as I was saying, I'm not sure what... Perhaps I should go see.
Sir! Mr. Hughes! The Tuatha have breached the lab! They're inside the lab!
No! We've got to get you out of here now! Quickly! Follow the path to the town of Gorhart. Find Agath. He's a friend, and he may be able to help. No matter what else, stay alive! Go!
To me, I think they...
Tear this tower apart!
Would you stop? Don't touch me here.
Told them we needed more guard. Another survivor? But I've never seen you in the tower. Were you one of the Professor's assistants in the downstairs projects? Did he escape with you? That sounds like him. Professor Hughes was very thoughtful. I mean, he is very thoughtful. I'm sure he found a way to get out. He must have! Brilliant idea, the Well of Souls. Plucks dead people out of the ether, rebuilds their body, and brings them back to life. At least that's what it was supposed to do. Guess we'll never know if it worked now. I just don't understand the Tuatha. I mean, most Fae aren't, but the Tuatha are some sort of cult among the Winter Fae. Before they invaded Erythel, no one. We all knew Fominus was a genius, but I'll admit, even guess the Tuatha weren't very pleased that it... Oh, you mean Agath? He visits Hughes every once in a while. You should be able to find him in Gorhart. Alistar is remote enough that we don't get a lot of visitors. And with our we should be safe here. At least a little.
I saw you fighting there. We could have used...
They really have a troll.
I don't know how the Tuatha found us, but if they had a troll, it couldn't have been an accident. Fate was kind to collapse that doorway behind you, or they would have chased us into the glade. Good luck out there.
You've come from the tower, haven't you?
Name's Agarth. Maybe you can help an old Fate Weaver, eh? Fate Weavers look at the great tapestry of fate. The threads will tell us how a life will unfold. But knowing the future and being able to change it are two very different things. Did he? Poor old Fomerus Hughes. He respected the way the world works. What a shame. He's probably dead by now. The cards told me that the Well of Souls would work, but Hughes' success would come on the day of his death. He took it pretty well, honestly, although we did a lot of drinking after that. I suppose I could spare a little help in memory of Hughes, or in celebration of his success. Whichever. You really don't know much, do you? A Fate Weaver taps into the threads of fate and channels that energy through a focus. My order prefers cards. The cards are unique to each Fate Weaver, since we all see the weave differently. You're the one. Then that means it all makes sense now. The cards this morning. I drew the Gravedigger, the Running Man, and the Beast. Prepare yourself. They're coming.
Feel Tyrnak's wrath!
What? How? What are you? The threads of fate. I've seen them before, but I've never seen anyone manipulate them like that. You just changed how the world was supposed to work. How did you do that? You just... Fate is the will of the gods. No mortal should be able to change it. How is that even possible? Come here. I'm going to do a reading. You might be able to change the threads, but fate will still have a plan for you. I promise not to tell you if I see your death. It's a gift. Some people paint landscapes, other people write poetry. I peer into the weave of fate's tapestry and see people's deaths. That would be my guess. He was an academic, but he had a proper respect for fate's plan, unlike most gnomes. You're nervous. Relax. This is what Fate Weavers do. I'll be seeing your place in the pattern of destiny. Who you are, what you've done, where your path takes you. Or, at least, I should be. You're real, right? I swear I haven't had that much. Fate's weave is always hard to see. It's in motion, hard to make out, but undeniably there. Yours is just... missing. This doesn't... You should have one too, dead or not. If this is true, and I'm not saying I believe it, then your path is yours to determine.
I can see the threads around you, but they're shifting, changing so rapidly, I can't make sense of them. Normally the threads would guide my hand to the cards, and I'd use those cards to see your pattern in the weave. But it just didn't happen. They wouldn't focus. So either there's something wrong with me, and there isn't, or there's something very wrong with you. It could mean nothing, or it could mean everything. The world is changing. You might be a sign of that, or maybe the cause. I've never had a reason to doubt my own readings, but we should consult with Arden. He's not a friend, but he's got a good eye for the tapestry. I'll meet you at his home to the east. I'm going to see if I can be of any help to the wounded at the tower. Once I was Agarth the Unyielding, the Blade of Avgrum. I wrestled the Colossus priestess and declined knighthood by the High King of the Fae. I was a hero of men, but that wasn't enough for me. I joined the Fate Weavers, hoping to find a way to conquer destiny itself. Turns out fate is the one thing I couldn't fight. You can find Arden's little cottage in the middle of Joven. Had to move there when he got run out of town. He's a damned good Fate Weaver, but that doesn't make you very popular. Especially not in dark days like these. We are all threads in the tapestry of fate. Measured, woven, and cut according to a great plan. Fate Weavers undertake the task of reading those threads. Our title always was a bitter lie, since we have no control over how that tapestry is woven. But you do. And when a Fate Weaver looks at your place in the weave, we see only the shapes of what you may choose to become. The Fate Weavers were once a great, unified order of sages from all the mortal races. We foretold the destinies of kings and gods. But that power takes a toll. Nobody likes bad news. Now the old traditions are all but lost. And all I foretell is the fate of my beer. And I see it being empty soon. That's just it. I don't know. He lives in a little hut. What could this all mean?
God, I'm gonna be done. Welcome back. Like I said, oh shit. So when I don't hear that sound, like metal scratching on metal. I mean, I love this game. I really do. It's a pretty solid game. But the company behind it fell. I think EA is probably gonna know about it yet, about the rights. But I think the company failed because, first of all, they don't know how to have a good budget. They didn't have a good accounting. Hey Life Eater, how are you? I'm only gonna be streaming for a whole hour because that's my limit. Because if I stream too long, it's gonna see, how can I say that? It's gonna waste it. Basically, it's gonna seem dull. To me, I can only keep it entertaining for at least a whole hour, at least a day. So basically an hour a day. I can keep talking for at least an hour a day without it seeming too dull. You know what I mean? Let's see what can I cook. I mean, this game is really fun. It's cheap. This game is really fun and it's cheap. You can buy all the DLC. It does have a game-breaking bug with the DLC, but it sold a good amount of copies. And the studio behind it didn't fail because of this game, because they would have made profit if they made on DLC, pretty good DLC. They would have made enough profit to survive. But the reason they failed is because they were working on an MMO. And for people who know, for people who don't know, working on an MMO and for people who don't know, okay, I'm gonna turn them down a bit. Can you hear me now? 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 No, that's my brother's phone that just rang. Like I was saying, the reason the 38 huge studio, I don't know what they're fucking called. Okay. Oh, come on. There we go. The reason the studio failed, main reason is the MMO. Let's be blunt here. It was the MMO. I mean, come on. I'm gonna say it straight up. Please don't think you're gonna make a WoW killer. Please don't. WoW has survived the decades of brutal MMOs coming at it, and it survived past that. WoW is still paid to play, while most games are going to free to play. Now imagine if a game can stay pay to play. I love this. Shit, I messed it up. You gotta realize, WoW has survived the decades of brutal time, because just like with accounting, one thing they teach you in accounting, over time, products lose their value. One thing they teach you in accounting, over time, products degrade. Any type of products. Every type of product, they don't stay at the same cost. Unless some variables exist, like games. If it's a good game, like over the time, many games will lose their retail price. Inventory items. Many things lose their value. Oh, I'm the only one streaming it. Wow, that's nice. People, I think this game is a really good game. The combat is really sick. There are many forms of combat. You got two types of daggers. You got a long staff and the mini half of that staff, which means you can probably dual wield it. I mean, this game is probably, to me, one of my top games. Here's the reason. You don't see anything like it. To me, I want a game like this, RPG, like an MMO, but with single player. I tried Dragon Age Inquisition.
How did you come back? How did you find me here?
No, I had no idea anything like that would happen.
The Well of Souls is bigger than one gnome's pet project. My employer pays for information about its progress. I just send reports to make some money on the side.
I never wanted anyone to get hurt.
I promise you, if I knew who it was, I'd tell you. Sharing research is one thing, but academic sabotage is a crime.
I think it's underappreciated because during that time I think a lot of games were out and people were burnt out. That's my assumption, and one reason I want to tell developers is don't ever release a game during the winter or Christmas cycle, because you're not gonna sell. If it's a new IP, you're not gonna sell. You are not gonna sell your game because those is packed. At least sell it during the summer, because that way you have more time to make money with the game, because people won't be burnt out, because no one wants to spend $120 on that. Let's see.
Thank you. Here, take this. It's the pay for my last report.
I don't want anything to do with it. I'm going back home to Odessa.
Good riddance to Hughes and his damn well.
See, one thing I like about games, what's this? See, games these days. See, I like this game. It can do with a graphical upgrade. It's like Torchlight, but it seems like Torchlight-esque, like Overlord-esque. It's simple, and you can go ahead and explore the world. You got no barriers for all the side quests. It doesn't seem like you have barriers. It's like an MMO type of game. Yeah, it's still fun.
Still here. Can't quite decide if you want to hear what the cards say, can you? Hughes was always an odd one. Curious and determined as any of his kind, sure. But he always knew what was important. He didn't worry about dying as long as he knew he'd... The Tuatha aren't like any Fae I've ever... Why, they're practically human. What could this all mean?
To me, at the start of the game, I love exploring. Any game that hinders my exploration at the start, I'm just not even going to consider it. Like, one reason I don't like Assassin's Creed, yeah, like the graphics you hear, I'm down on FXAA pack. Basically, the Legend of the Kill. What's this?
Of all the songs in halls of law, there echoes none more grand than Olene's many feats of might, the pure and lady of the light.
See,
She is a knight of golden knowledge. She is the cure seeker, the conscience of the summer day. She is the heart of spring day.
see, this is one thing I like about the game. The collectibles have a story behind them. It's like a whole poem. It weaves into one. It's all like a couple of poems. I don't know what it is. It weaves into a single story. It weaves to a poem. It weaves to something. It applies to the story. It weaves to something that is amazing. It's not bullshit. So you can enter all this area. It's a big ass game. Tisanar Souls, and this is the island that Cal.
Everyone just stand back. The warden can't work when you're crowding so close.
Fight?
Go back to
Here.
your business. Go on.
I don't care what you race. It's a tragedy whenever anyone's savage like this. Just look at the poor creature. She's been beaten to the brink of death. The Fae may be strange, but they certainly don't deserve this. I don't know what the Tuatha will be doing this far from the front lines. It must be something vital to their interests. They're a wicked breed, though, and I pity the man who meets up with them in these darkened forests.
It's there to me. The more
And a poor one at that.
to me,
I've been
the
back from
game.
the war for only 6 months and been warden for less than 2.
To me, the MMO would have failed right out. I'll be honest with you. See, before you start an MMO, you gotta have funds. You gotta have your budget. You gotta have clear content. You gotta have which type of people are gonna play it. You can't just go out. They didn't have a good accounting. They didn't have a good budget. They didn't have a good plan. They didn't have a master plan. They didn't have this. Because for MMOs to survive, you need to have a long-term plan.
We keep a precarious peace with the Court of Summer, one that's tested every day. I lie awake at night worrying what kind of disaster awaits me in the morning. But we're a good community full of good people. We have our eccentrics, sure, but we work hard and live quietly. That's the best anyone can do these days. I've spent most of my life dealing with them, but they aren't like us. Not at the core. They don't know what it means to be a man who sweats to feed his family. Goreheart has become a sort of refuge for those settlers who wish to live a life free of Fae. I don't see that lasting. Not with the war. Not with everything changing. Our fate rests in the hands of a few chosen who fight in the east. You wouldn't even know it in Goreheart. We're miles away from the smoke and the screams. Peaceful Fae make up the tribe known as the Court of Summer. They are led by a king in a faraway city, hidden from mortal eyes. That's about all I know. Little more than rumors and stories from my youth. It appears she was attacked with some manner of short blade, likely a dagger, though there's no way I can be sure. People simply stood by as she called for help. No one lifted a finger. Can you imagine? It's shameful to treat another in such a way, even if she is a Fae. I don't know whether we possess the knowledge to treat such a wound. Frankly, I don't even know if I could save a mortal with such grievous wounds.
See, the problem with this game is really good, but people are scared what happens to the companies that are scared, so they back off. See, fear makes people scared. Of course, fear makes people not take the risk because of what happened with the company. But most of the time, they lost it because of the MMO. I mean, it was a stupid decision. It was stupid of them.
It's difficult to say. We've been plagued by the Red Legion for days, but it's not their way to go after the Fae in the area. They like their targets mortal. In case you haven't heard, there have been some Tuatha sighting in the woods to the west, so that's also a possibility. It's unlikely, though. Well, you're the only one. With all the troubles we've suffered in this village, people are weary of adversity. They'd rather just ignore it. I'm going to suggest something a bit untraditional. There's a Fae named Eri. She spends her days up on the hill overlooking the village. Seek her wisdom. I would do it, but I am a coward. That's the truth. Perhaps a Fae will know how to heal a Fae. If not, then we're back where we started. She spends her days in the precipice overlooking the village. She doesn't think we're aware of her presence, but we most certainly are. Hope you stay in town.
What is the mission hiding? Why are its gates forever closed? These are the questions we all should be asking. Help me to whatever you do. Avoid the monks of St. Odwig's Perpetual. They deal in lies and false tenets. Their light of hope will leave you in shadow. She was wronged by someone in this village. That is an injustice I can understand. By its appearance, you'd assume Goreheart is a pleasant place. Never make assumptions. You don't know. It is less a mission than a fortress of deception, a citadel of lies. It throws its menacing shadow over all of Goreheart. Father Dinwell will try to defend his cause, but he is simply a soldier, marching to the orders passed down to him. None of them have minds of their own. It is the name I chose when I baptized myself in the clear waters of Mitharu. I have undergone the ordination rites, and am as legitimate as any monk. He would be a good man if he could see past the rigidity of his faith. Mitharu embraces all, not simply those that the Church deems worthy. If such creatures were not part of the authorities' plan, then they would not exist in nature, period. Mitharu's divine order governs all, even the Fae.
Welcome to St. Odwig's Perpetual Mission. I would invite you in, but the Order has been too trusting in the past. We try to learn from our mistakes. Although, one never knows what might be a test of faith. You have arrived just when I am in need of aid. So perhaps Mitharu is at work.
Alright, see you later, life alert.
The first bricks were laid 50 years ago by Odwig himself, before his demise at the hands of trolls. We honor him by converting the Fae to the worship of Mitharu. Alas, we have yet to convert a single one. But that does not keep us from trying. Frustrating, that one. Stubborn to the spirit. She claims to know the will of Natharu better than those of us who have spent a lifetime studying scripture. If only she would be touched by the hand of reason. I have been with the mission since its founding. These boys are like my sons. I live my life as an example of Natharu's wishes for our kind. The Fae are stubborn fools. They treat their souls like toys, with no thought of right or wrong, chaos or order. We at St. Odwig's have worked for years to establish a presence on this hill. It's not been without its challenges. The call of the Feylands does not fall upon deaf ears, and many of our youngest don't have the will to resist. Take Brother Egan, for example. 2 nights ago, Egan ventured past the walls to collect firewood and never returned. We must find him before anything happens. Odorath is a savage land. Every day we must face both the beasts of the wood and the evil of wicked hearts. I fear for Brother Egan's soul. He knows nothing of the world of Fae and Alpha, trust and temptation. He is like a baby, eyes wide at the world around him.
I will help.
Natharu be praised. His order reigns supreme. Brother Egan was last seen northeast of here, just off the road near the Fey ruins. Please find him. Perhaps then we can welcome you into the fold with open arms. He is a good boy, but our youngest, and Egan often suffers from doubt. That is to be expected. One can only grow out of conflict, especially conflict of the spirit. I tried my best to comfort him and tell him that wisdom would come in time, but he was impatient, rash. He wanted a faster way to enlightenment and power.
Where should I
Egan
look?
was last seen in the woods outside the walls, just north of the village. Bless you, child.
Hold up.
I hope you are finding peace in Gorhard.
Bye.
May Natharu protect you.
Cast down the brothers of St. Odwig's. Only when they fall to earth will they realize they are not above us. Do the half-truths of these wise men exhaust you as they do me? I have listened to their prayers for too long. There are other voices to be heard.
Welcome to Gorhard.
You there? Do you feel nauseous? Itchy? Have you noticed any blood leaking from your eye sockets? I've been noticing symptoms everywhere. No, this situation could not be any worse. If the Red Legion is involved, then we could all be staring death in the face. What have I done? They are the Undying, the corrupted roots. Their existence is an abomination. Everything in Amalur exists for a particular reason, except for the Tuatha. They're not meant to be. Bandits, ruthless and well organized. The Red Legion is reaping many rewards by preying on vulnerable Almine settlers traveling east. Long ago, these villains confined themselves to the coast, but recently they've moved inland to avoid the war. Now they're our problem. If you must know, my name is Nanny Henry, formerly the chief alchemist of Alistar. But you wouldn't know what that is, would you? When the scholars in the tower ordered me to leave the grounds, I took refuge here. The Almain are a private people, keen to keep to themselves, like me. For years I dabbled in alchemy, healing, divination and transmutation. All of that seems frivolous now, what with the war looming over us. Now I spend my sleepless nights in search of a formula that will end such conflicts forever. I have seen many conflicts unfold, but never have I seen one in which the fates of so many are at stake. The Tuatha will not settle for simple victory. They want total domination and will do whatever it takes to achieve it. Haven't you seen it? The grim tower to the west. Avoid its shadow if you can, because what transpires inside Alistar will benefit no one, I would know. Why ask questions when you could never understand the answers? It's clear your prowess is not with wit, but with a weapon. If you must know, something of value has been stolen. An alchemical formula that, if released, could cause untold devastation. I see its symptoms everywhere. Only my apprentice, Karth, and I knew of my work on the formula, but he's gone missing as well. His name was Karth Hilfred. I found him one morning outside my door, picking through the ember eyes. I was impressed how well he knew his way around the plant. I've never seen one so eager to learn. It was an early version, unstable and rife with potential dangers. My hope is to develop a weapon that the Alfar can bring against our common enemy, the Tuatha. To say more would be to reveal my secrets. All I can say is that it involves lesions, goiters, and a good deal of pus. I do not deserve such goodwill after what I've engineered. If disaster occurs in Odorath, it will be on my head. I'm not sure where Karth may have gone, but I knew that before he came to me, he found shelter in the ancient chambers of Agnor Hall, an Irathi ruin east of Gorhart. Once you've ensured Karth's safety, you must learn what's happened to my formula. When you destroy it, it's the only way to keep us safe. The villagers believe it's haunted, but I have a feeling that's a ruse devised by the Red Legion. They mean to terrorize these people into submission, and it's working. He always spoke of his time as a wastrel living in the abandoned halls of Agnor Hall, the Irathi ruin. People say it's haunted, but people say many things. Goodbye.
Don't believe what they say. Nanny Henry never worked at the Alistar Tower. She's just trying to scare people.
Fae in Gorehart. It isn't right.
I pray this is good news.
Nettie grills us knows blades better than anyone around.
Greeting. I wish I was fighting in the war. The action is in the east. No one's ever seemed to offer this far west.
Are you here for a weapon? Going to earn a lord's favour in this ridiculous war, are you? I was raised to know weapons before anything else. You won't meet many women who could fashion arrow fletchings before they could speak. I intended to, then I saw the... So long.
Hello. Welcome to Gorehart, the last settlement before the Feylands. How can I fill your pack today? Come see me again.
I need a way to.
These are strange times.
Times are hard, but hard times can pay if you're willing to take risks. If you have the sword and stomach for this sort of work, we could use a peaceful enough. If it's peace and quiet you like. Trouble with bandits and rogues now, that's me. War-sworn since before you've been drawing breath. Some may try to colour it with fancy words, but we're warriors for it. You'll find those who have taken the oath are held in the highest respect. You could head straight to Shieldring Keep and pledge to earn it. You must do something commendable. There are two brothers, scoundrels of the Red Legion. Bring me proof you've dealt with them. I'll pay in. Osgar hides somewhere in the woods north of... Bring me their Legion daggers, and I'll pay.
Okay.
Hello. Pull up a stool, stranger. We don't have much, but what we have won't leave a hole in your pocket. Are you here about that Fey girl they found outside? I feel terrible about what happened to that girl. Gorehart used to be a nice little village. These days... we're jumping at shadows. Don't be a stranger.
That Fey girl got what was coming to her. If someone else hadn't taught her a lesson, I would have.
Greetings.
Can you believe those marks?
Come in, rest your boots by the fire, and drown your worries in a flagon of our finest. I am Arnik Arduna, and this is the famous Gorehart Inn.
So you can get more points. You can get more points by... Yeah, I see.
Greetings.
If you see a lore stone, touch it. You won't be sorry. They're incredible.
Oh, oh, it sounds like.
As owner and proprietor, I'm always looking for ways. Stick around.
Here, what can I get you? Hi.
Welcome to Gorehart.
Commander of the War Son, after Bellager. That's awesome. The army fucking blades. Death. Yeah, I bought the game a long time ago. I think I pre-ordered it. Yeah.
What are you doing down here? Don't you know Agna Farhorn is haunted by the spirits of the Arathi? So, are you foolish or just stupid? They're very careful about whom they allow into their ranks, and they were resistant about my membership at first. At least until I told them about Nanny. Their discovery will fetch a high price on Rthr. Would even decide this misbegotten war. Still, that is no concern of mine. I simply want to be one of the Red. She, like so many others in Goreheart, is prone to ignorance. She sees what she wants to see. I am her dutiful apprentice, and she is the wise mentor. Her whole life is a lie, she tells herself. I'm skilled in alchemy, but it has never brought me riches or respect. The only way I will ever find glory in this life is as part of the Red Legion. Not much is known about the fabled beings of Order. They abandoned this world long ago, leaving ruins such as this as a testament to their glory. I hope that by spreading tales of spirits and boogeymen, they could prevent the curious villagers from exploring too deeply. One can always hope. Oh, I see. The Twisted Gnome has found herself a champion. How delightful. Nanny always was a fool. So immersed in her work that she failed to see the deception before her very eyes. The Red Legion has her formula, because I gave it to them. At this very moment, they are moving crates of it eastward towards the city of Rthr, where they will fetch a high price. Poor Nanny. So trusting, so pathetic. Of course she can never learn of my ruse, can she? I'm sorry.
Let's see. Like this one, when I unlock everything, let's see. Destroy the formula shipments. I need to reset. I need to find a place so I can reset my thingy majiggy local map. How much time is left on the old clockaroo? 4 minutes.
Too hard to believe. But you can accept the strangest fact that you were wrong. Yes, but that and this endless vacuity is horrible. The Ancient Ones were here. They delivered themselves into the world. The time-worn cycle turns with ages. The seasons drift along the stream. They wait for the past. The future brings the forming storm. This is no place for a home, for anyone.
The fuck are the ancients? Let me go the other way. Let me go the other way, other way, other way. Yeah, there's an issue with the camera. Once I complete this area, we're gonna be finished streaming for today. Yep. See, our stream, like, and there's a lot of people who wonder why you stream. Oh, that's awesome.
built of stone. Lovingly this place was crafted. You see the lights, the mystic halls of ordered reality? They are the faces of the missing, the embodied truth of the lost souls. There are so many of them. Still, you can see them. They are like pathetic charades. Some with good intentions, and you can't fault them that. But the majority of them are just a hoax. Needless to say, I don't like it here. You could have stayed free and lived a comfortable life, but you couldn't settle the disquiet that haunts people like you.
Yep, like I said, after I get out of this place and save, we're gonna stop streaming. Because I am hitting an hour. Alright, save. And before I do that, I want to complete all the stories, side missions, and everything. So when we do it, we're done. So I'll save before I start the thing. I'll save a lot of times. I gotta go all the way around. I mean, kind of like this, go this, speak to Ari. Let me lower down the music. Oh, it's already lowered down. One thing I like about having headsets, it has its own sound system. Like you can, you know what I mean, you can raise the volume and whatnot. So when I play a lot of games, there we go. need to get a house so I can store all this shit in. Yeah, once I have enough money to buy regular armor, I'm gonna buy some, because to me, like I said before, pre-order items seems a little too cheap.
Hello. Yes? What could a mortal vagabond need with Casmaran the Eternal, messenger of the Fey folk? Speak! My time may be of the ages, but it is still precious. It sounds rather silly, doesn't it? I had a feeling it would. I need a mage name for when I become all-powerful, for when my magic is so great that no one will dare dispute me. What about Abner the Visionary, or Malik the Nefarious, Lord Zaltanus? No? Then those are the good ones. Mortal races have no lasting grasp on this world, and in time the fair ones shall be our masters, beautiful and mighty. Father Dimwell and the others are fools, and their silly mission will wither and crumble. Finna and Arbos have glimpsed it with their ever-seeing eyes. They believe I have the potential to succeed where all others have failed, including them. You see, they can't obtain what they desire, so they need someone more powerful to do it. And they will bestow upon me the wisdom of the Fae. I'm new to the Feylands. Until I joined the mission, I'd never even left my home village. That's why I volunteered. I wanted to see the world. I want to visit the gardens of Issa, to meet gnomes and Alfar, to live. The Order of Mitharu was a good way to leave home, but I want so much more. Wait, Father Dinwell sent you, didn't he? Old fool. His path to power was too plodding. And now he wishes to slow me down, too. I have new friends, Fey friends. They are named Finna and Arbos, and they have sworn to share their secrets with me and to gift me with true magic. In exchange, they want an ancient treasure buried in the caverns of Waterhall Down. I'll retrieve it, eventually, as soon as I, feel like it. They are Fey twins, and they are beautiful, magical creatures. They promised to teach me magic, to help me see the world as it really is. All they require of me is to fetch for them this relic. It's quite a bargain, believe me. Fine, if you want to be so noble, but don't expect any of the treasure. This is my key into a powerful new future, a future full of magic and wonders. Let's go. It is in the caves of Waterhall Down, a refuge for the wild fae. See you later.
Ooh, face down.
Maybe we'll see some fae.
Say about these stones is true, but if it is, well, this is just too good to not save forever. Lystrom was out of town when Artol was visiting. Now, Lystrom doesn't know Artol, and Artol is older and strange. She could be mistaken for a fate weaver. So, when Lystrom came back to town, here was Artol the Oracular. I said to Lystrom, I hear her readings are amazing. You should go. Oh my, you should have seen it. A rooster, she said, will change into a man, and this man will become your lover. He will provide for you, and he will make you laugh, and he will make your life exciting and easier. But, and this is something you can never forget, he must never eat chicken. And once in a while, he will need to peck at things on the ground, and every morning at the break of dawn, you'll hear a loud cry from him.
If we're going to press on, then I'll ask you to stay close. I have no courage to speak of. Honest. Ask Father Dinwell. Legend tells of the great Fey city hidden beneath the canopies of Dalantarth. I've never met anyone who's been there, but I'm sure it's real. Yes, I'm quite sure. Not a doubt in my mind.
It is called the Selkie Veil. It says it has the power to transform its wearer into any form he wishes. Finna says it belongs to the Fae but was stolen. Local legend says that the great Fae mage Armin the Clever retreated to these caverns to hide his treasures from mortal hands. Among them, the Selkie Veil. See you later.
Like I said, once it hits an hour, I'm done streaming. As usual.